We are coming to you from Mahikeng Hotel School, where the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Buti Manamela, will be launching the PowerX² initiative, which seeks really to tackle graduate unemployment. We understand that about 20,000 graduates will be placed at different sectors for workplace experience. But I just want to talk to the Minister to hear more of this. Minister, thank you so much for your time. Just your ministerial overview about this program.
Thank you very much. Our intention today here in Mahikeng is to launch the 20,000 graduate placement program. I think, as we know, graduate unemployment has been on the rise, linked to overall unemployment. And so the intention is to get those graduates who now have the diplomas, degrees, and whatever qualification, and link them up to existing workplace opportunities. And what this means is they will basically be getting experience, workplace exposure. They will be taken through, job readiness interventions. They will also, be trained in ways which would mean at the end of this program, they would be ready to assume whatever job, that they've been qualified for. So this is basically the intention. We'll be mobilizing, 1,000 per province. But also, 1,000 more, in each of the provinces through the Premier's offices. And these people will be deployed in the public service. They'll be deployed in the private sector. We want to encourage small businesses who also believe that they need the deployment of these internship to also apply, register themselves on the services SETA database so that they're able to host, employers. So this is quite a huge intervention for us, because it would mean that those graduates who did not get workplace exposure will now be able to get that exposure and improve their opportunities of getting employment in a whole range of qualifications.
Yeah. How different it is from some of the placement programs that Services SETA has, been having just across board. How different is this one?
Look, this is more consolidated. In many instances, we've had, scattered deployments of interns throughout, the country. So this is more consolidated. It looks at, potential employers, not just will opportunities, but it's also part of our, national program of mobilizing especially industry, to begin to take seriously the question of hosting. We're strengthening mentorship so that people who are deployed in these spots do not end up doing things which are not aligned to their qualifications. If it's anything, if they are asked to make tea or to sweep the floor or anything of the sort, it should just be additional to that which we need them prepared for in terms of their work. So that's one of the major distinctions. But the emphasis is that this exposure must lead to permanent employment at the end of the day. But it also gives an income, and I'm sure the Services SETA will be giving details around that. But there will be an income attached, a stipend attached to this, which will enable the learner to be able to complete the program.
Yeah, speaking of the finances, how much is budgeted just in total for this program? Looking at the money being allocated for placement, for stipends, like you said, Services SETA will indicate with such. But how much the total for this program?
So I'm told just above 2 billion has been budgeted for this. 20,000 internship are targeted. 3,000 employers are targeted to participate in this program. And I think those are big numbers. The briefing we received already is that 40,000 young people have indicated, interest to participate. And the takeoff also on the side of employers has also been quite impressive. So it's money which we believe will have to have an impact. And of course, for now, it's not about how much and how many and who. it's about making sure the program works. At the end of it, the biggest success for this program would be how many of the young people who are part of this have been absorbed into employment. And I promise a whole lot of more of them.
Thank you so much. That is Minister Buti Manamela, Minister of Higher Education and Training, who will be launching the Power of X² initiative. We understand that while Services SETA has been providing 12 months internship program, learnership programs for some of these graduates, with this specific initiative, it is going to be 24 months, 2 years of experience. We spoke to some of these graduates who are welcoming this initiative, saying they have been applying for jobs. Unfortunately, 2 to 3 years experience has been required from them, and this program will be of immense assistance. For now, back to you in studio.